My dear child, pause for just a moment. I know the weight you have been carrying. I see the quiet tears you shed when no one else is watching, and I hear the unspoken prayers that echo in your heart during the sleepless nights. You have felt overwhelmed, as if the storms of life are tossing your little boat, and you are wondering if I have forgotten you, but I am here to tell you today, everything will be fine. Do not skip past this message, because it was not brought to you by chance. I have guided you here for a specific reason, to wrap my comforting arms around your weary soul. The trials you are facing right now are not meant to break you, but to prepare you for the magnificent blessings I have already laid out on your path. In the coming moments, I am going to reveal to you the exact steps I am taking behind the scenes to heal your body, restore your family, and bring peace to your troubled mind. You will understand why the recent closed doors were actually my protection, and how the silence you felt was simply me working deeply on your behalf. I am weaving a beautiful tapestry from the broken threads of your life. Open your heart, listen closely to these words, and let my peace wash over you. Your season of waiting is coming to an end, and your season of harvest is about to begin. If you trust in my divine timing, hold on. Let us begin this journey of renewal together. My beloved child, let us continue to walk together in this quiet space I have created just for you. Take a deep, slow breath right now and let the heavy weight of the world slip from your shoulders. I see you. I see the quiet dignity with which you carry the burdens of your life, the silent struggles that you hide behind a gentle smile, and the profound depths of a heart that has weathered many storms. You have walked a long road to reach this very moment, and your feet are weary. You have climbed mountains of adversity, crossed valleys of deep shadows, and navigated the unpredictable waters of a world that so often feels chaotic and overwhelming. Yet through it all, you have held onto my hand, even in those desperate moments when you felt your grip slipping. I want you to know, with absolute certainty, that even when you felt you were losing your hold on me, my grip on you never loosened for a single second. I have been your steadfast anchor, your constant companion, and your unwavering protector through every season of your beautiful, complex life. I understand the weight of the silent burdens you carry, the ones you never speak aloud because you do not wish to worry your loved ones or because you feel you must be the pillar of strength for everyone else. I see the concerns you harbor for your family, the quiet prayers you whisper for your children and your grandchildren, asking me to guide their steps, protect their hearts, and bring them back to the path of peace. I know the nights you have lain awake, staring into the darkness, turning over 1,000 anxious thoughts in your mind about the future, about your health, about the legacy you will leave behind. You have spent decades pouring your love, your energy, and your resources into the lives of others. You have been a caretaker, a provider, a counselor, and a friend. But in the quiet moments, when the house is still and the world outside fades away, I know the exhaustion that washes over your spirit. I see the tears that you quickly wipe away before anyone can notice, the deep sighs that escape your lips when you are alone, and the moments of profound vulnerability when you wonder if all your sacrifices have truly mattered. Hear my voice speaking directly to your spirit right now. Every single sacrifice you have ever made has been recorded in my heavenly books. Every tear you have ever shed has been collected in my bottle. Every quiet prayer you have ever whispered has reached my ears like a sweet, fragrant incense. Your life of faith, with all its imperfections, doubts, and stumbles, is a magnificent testament to my sustaining grace. You have not been forgotten. You have not been overlooked. The world may celebrate the loud, the flashy, and the momentary, but I celebrate the steadfast, the faithful, and the enduring. And that is exactly who you are in my eyes. You are my cherished possession, a masterpiece of my own design, and I look upon you with a love so deep, so vast, and so entirely unconditional that it would take your breath away if you could truly comprehend it in its fullness. I know there are days when the loneliness feels like a heavy blanket. As the years have passed, you have seen seasons change. You have said difficult goodbyes to people you loved deeply. And you have watched the landscape of your life shift in ways you never anticipated. The physical space around you may sometimes feel empty, and the silence in your home can sometimes echo with memories of days gone by. But I am here to reveal a profound truth to you. In your loneliness, you have never once been truly alone. My omnipresence is not some abstract theological concept. It is the most comforting reality of your daily existence. When you sit in your favorite chair and the room is quiet, I am sitting beside you. When you walk through your home, remembering the laughter and the tears that have filled those rooms, I am walking with you. When you step outside to feel the warmth of the sun on your face, that warmth is a gentle reminder of my embracing love. My spirit dwells within you, wrapping you in a divine comfort that surpasses all worldly understanding. You must understand that I am not a distant creator who simply set the universe in motion and then walked away. I am an intimately involved Father who cares about the smallest details of your life. I am the friend who sticks closer than a brother, the shepherd who gently guides you beside still waters, and the ultimate healer of your every broken place. When you feel a sudden, unexplainable sense of peace wash over you in the midst of a stressful day, that is me. When a comforting scripture comes to your mind just when you needed it most, that is my voice whispering to your heart. When you find unexpected strength to face a difficult conversation or a challenging task, that is my spirit rising up within you. I am weaving my presence into the very fabric of your days, ensuring that you are completely enveloped in my protective grace. Do not let the enemy convince you that your current season of life is one of isolation or irrelevance. In my kingdom, your wisdom, your seasoned faith, and your deep capacity for prayer are powerful, vital forces. You are a mighty prayer warrior, and your intercessions are shifting atmospheres and breaking strongholds in the spiritual realm, even when you cannot see the physical results with your natural eyes. Let us speak openly about the trials you have recently endured and the profound purpose hidden within them. I know there have been moments lately when you have felt utterly bewildered by the circumstances of your life. You have prayed fervent, desperate prayers for breakthrough, for healing, for restoration, and yet, heaven seemed completely silent. You have knocked on doors that refused to open, and you have watched as carefully laid plans crumbled before your eyes. You have asked me, with a breaking heart, why I allowed certain hardships to touch your life, and why the answers to your most pressing prayers seemed endlessly delayed. My precious child, I understand your frustration. I understand the spiritual fatigue that sets in when hope is deferred. But I am lifting the veil right now to show you the miraculous truth behind what you perceive as delays and closed doors. What you have interpreted as a season of denial has actually been a crucial season of divine preparation. The trials you have faced were not sent to punish you, nor were they signs of my abandonment. They were the gentle, though sometimes painful, strokes of the master sculptor's chisel, refining your character, strengthening your spiritual endurance, and expanding your capacity to receive the monumental blessings I have prepared for you. You asked me for rain to water the seeds of your dreams, but I knew that the foundation of your faith needed to be reinforced first. So I allowed the winds to blow to test your roots. I allowed the disruptions in your life to gently separate you from people, habits, and dependencies that were quietly draining your spirit and holding you back from your ultimate destiny. The door that slammed shut in your face last year, The one that caused you so much disappointment and heartache? That closed door was my sovereign hand of protection. Had you walked through it, you would have encountered storms and heartbreaks that would have devastated you. I closed that door because I love you too much to let you settle for anything less than my absolute best. The financial strain you experienced was not to impoverish you, but to teach you profound reliance on me as your ultimate provider, shifting your trust from worldly economies to my heavenly storehouses. The health challenges that frightened you were allowed so that you would experience my miraculous sustaining power, teaching you that your true strength is found in your spiritual vitality, even when your physical body feels weak. Every single tear, every moment of confusion, every sleepless night has been carefully utilized in my divine economy. Nothing has been wasted. I want to give you a magnificent revelation right now, a glimpse behind the spiritual curtain to show you why your prayers have felt delayed. The blessing you have been asking for is so large, so comprehensive, and so profoundly life-changing that the environment to receive it had to be perfectly prepared. Think of a farmer preparing for a massive harvest. He does not simply throw seeds onto hard, unbroken ground. He must plow the soil, clear away the rocks, pull up the deeply rooted weeds, and wait for the perfect season of rain. The plowing process is disruptive. It turns everything upside down. To the soil, it feels like destruction, but to the farmer, it is the absolute necessity for future abundance. In the same way, the recent disruptions in your life have been the plowing of your spiritual soil. I have been uprooting old fears, clearing away the rocks of past resentments, and preparing the soil of your heart to hold a blessing so vast that it will overflow into the lives of everyone around you. While you have been waiting, feeling as though nothing was happening, I have been moving heaven and earth on your behalf. I have been dispatching angels to orchestrate divine appointments. I have been working in the hearts and minds of people you have not even met yet, preparing them to be instruments of your blessing. I have been aligning circumstances, shifting resources, and moving mountains in the unseen realm. The reason the answer took so long is that I was not merely preparing a temporary fix for your current problem. I was establishing a permanent, generational blessing that will stand the test of time. A sudden answer might have brought temporary relief, but it would not have sustained you. I am building a fortress of peace, prosperity, and joy around your life. And such magnificent structures require time, precision, and a solid foundation. You are stepping out of the season of preparation and into the season of manifestation. The winds of the storm are beginning to die down, and the heavy clouds that have obscured your vision are parting to reveal a brilliant, glorious dawn. I am speaking divine restoration over every area of your life that the enemy has attempted to steal from or destroy. Where there has been sickness, I am releasing a wave of restorative healing that will flow through your veins, bringing renewed energy, vitality, and wholeness to your physical body. You will feel a new lightness in your steps and a clearing of the fog in your mind. Where there has been brokenness in your family, where words have caused wounds and distance has created coldness, I am sending my spirit of reconciliation. I am softening hardened hearts, removing the pride that blocks forgiveness, and paving the way for beautiful, tearful, joyful reunions. You will see the prodigals return, and you will see bridges rebuilt that you thought were burned to ashes forever. I am replacing your prolonged anxiety with a profound, unshakable peace that defies all logical explanation. It is a peace that will act as a fortress around your mind, guarding your thoughts from the whisperings of fear and doubt. When the evening news tries to fill you with dread, my peace will be a gentle shield, reminding you that I am sovereign over the nations and that your ultimate citizenship is in my unshakable kingdom. When unexpected challenges arise, as they do in this world, you will no longer react with panic or despair. Instead, you will take a deep breath, smile a knowing smile, and say, My Father is already handling this. You are maturing into a spiritual elder, a beacon of hope and stability in a turbulent world. Your calm demeanor and your unwavering trust in me will become a powerful testimony to those around you who are desperately searching for solid ground. I want you to consciously release the grip you have maintained on your past disappointments. Let go of the timeline you had created for your life. Your timeline was limited by your human understanding, but my timeline is infinitely perfect. Forgive yourself for the mistakes you made years ago, for the times you felt you failed as a parent, as a spouse, or as a friend. I have cast those mistakes into the sea of forgetfulness, and I view you only through the purifying lens of my grace. It is time for you to view yourself the same way. The days of looking backward in regret are over. The days of looking forward in joyful anticipation have officially begun. I am breathing fresh life into the dreams you thought were dead and buried. You may have convinced yourself that you were too old, too tired, or too overlooked to experience anything new and magnificent. But I tell you this, your latter days will be far greater than your former days. The wisdom you have accumulated through your years of trials is a priceless treasure, and I am about to use that treasure to bless others in ways you never imagined. I am opening new doors of purpose for you. Quiet avenues of influence where your gentle words and your seasoned faith will bring profound healing to broken hearts. You will discover that the joy of this coming season is not found in striving or achieving in the world's eyes, but in resting in my love and letting that love flow effortlessly through you to others. Listen closely to the gentle rhythm of my voice and let it synchronize with the beating of your own heart. I am your God, the creator of the universe, the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. And yet, I am intimately mindful of you. I know the exact number of hairs on your head. I know the precise rhythm of your breathing. I know the deepest desires of your heart, even the ones you have never dared to speak aloud. I have recorded every moment of your faithfulness, and I am stepping into your present reality to deliver the glorious payoff for your years of steadfast trust. The silent burdens are being lifted right now. The loneliness is being completely dispelled by the overwhelming realization of my continuous presence. The confusing trials of the past are suddenly making perfect, beautiful sense as you see the magnificent tapestry I have been weaving all along. You are my beloved, my chosen, my precious child, and you have endured the night with remarkable grace. Now, the morning has come. The heavy garments of mourning are being stripped away, and I am clothing you in the radiant garments of praise. Stand tall, take a deep breath of the fresh, spiritual air of this new season, and prepare your heart to receive a harvest of blessings that will overflow the banks of your life. I have prepared a path for you. If this brings you comfort, please subscribe and like so you do not miss the blessings ahead. My precious child, as we continue to sit together in this sanctuary of grace, I want to draw your attention to the turbulent waters that have been swirling around your life. I see how the winds of circumstance have howled against your windows, and I know how the sudden crashes of thunder have caused your spirit to tremble in the dark. We live in a world that is often gripped by chaos. A world where the evening news brings tides of worry and where the unpredictable nature of tomorrow can cast long, heavy shadows over your peace of mind today. I know the feeling that settles in your chest, that sudden tightness when a phone call comes at an unusual hour, or when you read a troubling headline, or when a sudden ache in your body sends your imagination spiraling into fearful places. You have lived long enough to know that life is not a calm, undisturbed lake, but a vast and sometimes unpredictable ocean. Yet, in the very midst of this roaring storm, I am calling you to experience a profound, supernatural calm that defies all worldly logic. I am inviting you to step into the eye of the storm with me, where the winds cannot reach you, and where the turbulent waves are forced to bow down to the authority of my peace. There is a subtle lie that the enemy has tried to plant in your heart, especially in these golden years of your life. It is the whisper that says your anxiety is a sign of a failing faith. You have chastised yourself in the quiet hours of the morning, wondering why you still struggle with worry after walking with me for so many years. You have felt a sense of guilt when fear momentarily grips your heart, believing that a true believer should never feel the cold touch of apprehension. I want to shatter that lie right now with the gentle hammer of my truth. Your anxiety is not a failure of your faith. It is not a sign that you have drifted away from me, nor is it a reason for you to feel spiritual shame. Instead, I want you to begin viewing these moments of anxiousness as a gentle, internal alarm bell, a sacred signal that is simply reminding you to lean deeper into my divine grace. When you feel that familiar flutter of worry in your stomach, do not fight it with your own willpower, and do not condemn yourself for feeling it. Simply recognize it for what it is, an invitation to immediately transfer your heavy burdens from your fragile shoulders onto my infinitely broad ones. It is a reminder that you were never designed to carry the weight of the world, nor the weight of tomorrow. Let us address the whispers of doubt that try to infiltrate your mind when the storm is raging at its loudest. These whispers come in many forms. They disguise themselves as practical concerns, as logical outcomes, and as worst-case scenarios painted with vivid, terrifying colors in your imagination. They tell you that you are running out of time, that your resources will not be enough, that your health is in an unstoppable decline, or that the world is spinning entirely out of control and there is no safe harbor left for you and your loved ones. These whispers are designed to pull your gaze away from my face and fix it upon the towering waves. But I want you to remember the ancient truth of my presence upon the waters. When my disciples were tossed in a fragile boat, terrified by the squall and certain they were going to drown, I did not just throw them a life preserver. I walked out to them upon the very waves that threatened to consume them. I demonstrated that the very things they feared most were completely under my feet. And when I stepped into their boat, the winds immediately ceased, and the sea became as smooth as glass. I am stepping into your boat today. I am speaking directly to the chaotic winds in your mind, to the swirling anxieties that have kept you awake, and to the deep-seated fears that you have hidden from everyone else. I say to your mind, right now, peace, be still. Feel the physical sensation of that divine peace beginning to wash over you in this very moment. It is not merely an absence of conflict, it is a tangible, heavy, comforting presence that settles over your nervous system like a warm, protective blanket. I want you to consciously relax the tension you are holding in your jaw. Let your shoulders drop. Take a slow, deep breath, drawing in the absolute certainty of my love for you. And as you exhale, blow out the toxic accumulation of stress, doubt, and fear that has gathered in your spirit. You are entirely safe with me. The storm may continue to rage on the outside, the world may continue its chaotic dance, but your internal world is being transformed into an impenetrable fortress of serenity. You are learning the beautiful secret of a mature faith, the ability to sit quietly in the presence of your Father while the battle rages outside the gates, knowing with absolute certainty that the gates will hold because I am the one guarding them. We must speak of the deep anxieties you harbor regarding your health and the well-being of your family, for these are the areas where the enemy strikes most fiercely. As the years have accumulated, you have naturally noticed the changes in your physical vessel. You have felt the aches that were not there in your youth, and you have faced medical reports that have brought a chill to your heart. You worry about losing your independence, about becoming a burden to those you love, and about the unpredictable nature of your physical decline. Hear my comforting voice over these very real, very human concerns. I am the architect of your body. I knitted you together in your mother's womb, and I know every single cell, every muscle, and every bone that comprises your frame. Your physical body is not subject to the random cruelty of chance. It is held firmly in my sovereign hands. I am placing a shield of divine protection over your health right now. I am releasing a continuous flow of sustaining energy, restorative sleep, and quiet strength into your physical form. While the natural world dictates that bodies must age, my supernatural grace dictates that your spirit will only grow more vibrant, more resilient, and more radiant with each passing day. When physical challenges do arise, you will not face them alone, nor will you face them with despair. You will face them with the quiet dignity and unwavering strength of a child of God who knows that even in weakness, my grace is entirely sufficient and my strength is made perfect. I will guide the hands of your caregivers, I will grant wisdom to your physicians, and I will be the gentle, comforting presence beside your bed in the midnight hours. You have absolutely nothing to fear regarding your earthly tent, for I am the guardian of your coming and your going, from this time forth and forevermore. Even deeper than the concerns for your own body are the profound, aching worries you carry for your children and your grandchildren. I see you looking at their photographs, tracing the lines of their faces, and lifting up fervent prayers for their safety, their choices, and their souls. You look at the world they are navigating, a world that seems so vastly different and far more dangerous than the one you grew up in, and your heart trembles for them. You worry about the paths they are choosing, the influences that surround them, and the unseen dangers that lurk in their futures. Some of you carry the heavy, silent grief of a prodigal child, one who has wandered far from the faith you taught them, and you wonder if your prayers are simply bouncing off a ceiling of brass. Oh, my beloved, listen to me very carefully. Your prayers for your family are the most powerful forces operating in their lives today. They are not empty words spoken into the void. They are spiritual decrees that angels are actively enforcing. I am extending a massive, impenetrable canopy of protection over your entire family line. It is a generational blessing that stems from your faithful walk with me. You may not be able to be with your children and grandchildren in every moment of their lives, but I am. When they drive down dark roads, my angels are walking ahead of their vehicles. When they walk into boardrooms, classrooms, or unfamiliar places, my spirit is already there, preparing the atmosphere. And to the one who is weeping over a prodigal child, dry your tears. I have not lost track of them. I know exactly where they are, I know the exact state of their hearts, and I know precisely what it will take to bring them home. Your unwavering prayers have built a spiritual hedge around them that the enemy cannot penetrate. Even when it looks as though they are running in the opposite direction, my invisible cords of loving kindness are wrapped securely around their souls. I am working through circumstances you cannot see, orchestrating encounters you know nothing about, and gently softening the hard ground of their hearts. Your job is not to save them. Your job is to love them, to keep the porch light of your faith burning brightly, and to trust that the same grace that found you and kept you all these years is more than capable of reaching them. Rest in the knowledge that your family is safe in my hands. The ultimate responsibility for their souls rests with me, their heavenly Father, and I love them with a fierce, protective love that even surpasses your own. To anchor yourself in this profound peace, we must talk about the true nature of the anchor of unwavering faith. Think of a massive, heavy ship caught in a violent tempest. The captain does not toss the anchor overboard to stop the wind from blowing, nor does he use it to miraculously flatten the waves. The storm will still rage, the rain will still fall, and the ship will still pitch and roll. But the anchor, when it hooks deeply into the solid rock of the ocean floor, does one vital, life-saving thing. It keeps the ship from being blown off course and smashed against the deadly rocks of the shoreline. Your faith is that anchor. In this season of your life, faith is no longer about believing that I will instantly magically remove every problem or ensure that you never experience pain or loss. You have walked with me long enough to know that the rain falls on the just and the unjust alike. Mature, unwavering faith is about knowing that no matter how violently the storm rages, you will not be destroyed, you will not be abandoned, and you will not be blown completely off course, because your soul is firmly hooked into the unshakable rock of my character. You have a profound advantage in this storm, my child. You have the beautiful, hard-earned gift of a rich spiritual history. When the winds of anxiety begin to howl, I want you to actively look back over the landscape of your long life. Recall the storms you thought you would never survive in your 30s, your 40s, or your 50s. Remember the financial crises that seemed insurmountable, the illnesses that terrified you, the losses that broke your heart into pieces. You stood at the edge of the abyss time and time again, certain that you were about to fall in. But where are you now? You are still here. You survived. You did not just survive, you grew. My hand sustained you through every single one of those past storms, and I did not bring you this far across the turbulent ocean of life only to let you drown in sight of the shoreline. The same God who parted the waters for you yesterday is standing with you in the tempest today. Your history with me is the undeniable proof of your secure future with me. When the whispers of doubt try to tell you that this time the storm is too big, you can confidently point to the scars of your past victories and declare that my faithfulness has a flawless track record. I am refining your faith in this season, stripping away the fragile dependencies on perfect circumstances and replacing them with a rugged, enduring trust in my absolute goodness. I am teaching you to find joy in the waiting, peace in the unknowing, and profound contentment in my simple presence. This is the ultimate spiritual armor. It is not an armor made of steel that deflects every physical blow, but an armor of light that guards your heart and mind from the poison of despair. When you wear this armor, the chaotic circumstances of the world simply lose their power to dictate your internal emotional state. You can watch the evening news and feel sorrow for the brokenness of the world without internalizing the panic. You can receive a difficult doctor's report and feel the natural human emotion of concern without descending into the dark pit of hopelessness. You become a stable, deeply rooted oak tree in a forest of swaying reeds. This stability is not just for your own comfort, it is a vital ministry to those around you. Your children, your grandchildren, your friends, and your neighbors are watching you. They are living in a world completely starved of genuine peace, a society running on the fumes of anxiety and exhaustion. When they look at you, when they see you facing the natural challenges of aging, the loss of loved ones, and the uncertainties of the future with a calm, sweet, unshakable trust in your Creator, they are witnessing a living, breathing miracle. Your peace becomes a lighthouse in their dark night. Your gentle smile in the face of adversity preaches a sermon more powerful than 1,000 words. You are becoming a safe harbor for others simply because you have anchored yourself so deeply in me. Let the reality of this divine shield settle over your mind right now. Picture it not as a rigid, cold wall of metal, but as a warm, luminous sphere of golden light completely enveloping you, your home, and everyone you love. Anything that attempts to penetrate this sphere is immediately filtered through my sovereign will. Nothing, absolutely nothing, can touch you unless it is first passed through my loving hands and been explicitly permitted for a glorious purpose that will ultimately serve your highest good. The accidents you narrowly avoided, the illnesses that mysteriously passed you by, the sudden financial provision that arrived just in time. These are not coincidences. They are the visible sparks of my invisible shield, actively deflecting harm from your life. And even when hardship does pierce the perimeter, it is never an accident. It is always accompanied by an equal or greater measure of my sustaining grace, designed to produce in you a weight of glory that far outlasts the temporary pain. So, I invite you to lay down the heavy burden of trying to control the uncontrollable. You cannot control the global economy. You cannot control the decisions of the world's leaders. You cannot completely control the health of your physical body. And you cannot control the free will of your grown children. The desperate attempt to control these things is the very engine that generates your anxiety. Release your grip. Open your weary hands and let those massive responsibilities fall securely into my waiting palms. I am God, and you are my beloved child. It is my job to run the universe, and it is your job to trust me, to walk humbly beside me, and to enjoy the beautiful gift of the present moment I have given you. As we sit here together, I want you to feel the atmosphere shifting in your room. The frantic, hurried energy of fear is being actively displaced by the slow, majestic, rhythmic breathing of my eternal spirit. The turbulent waters in your mind are calming, the frantic waves are smoothing out into a vast, serene expanse of glass, reflecting the brilliant, warm light of my unconditional love for you. The storm that was raging only moments ago has lost its voice, overpowered by the gentle, commanding whisper of your Creator. You are shielded. You are anchored. You are profoundly, eternally safe. The winds are dying down. If you want to walk in this peace, like and subscribe as we continue our journey, my beloved child. Let us continue our journey together in this quiet, sacred space we have cultivated. I want you to settle deeply into your chair, let out a long, slow breath, and allow my peace to envelop you once more. We have spoken of the heavy burdens you carry, and we have established the impenetrable shield of my protection over your life, your health, and your precious family. But now, I want to gently address the tenderest ache in your heart. I want to speak directly to the profound exhaustion that comes from waiting. I know the quiet frustration that rises in your spirit when you look at the calendar, watching the days, the months, and perhaps even the years slip by, while the fervent prayers you have planted in the soil of your faith seem to remain dormant. I see you in those quiet morning hours, holding your cup of coffee, looking out the window, and whispering, "Lord, how much longer?" I know the sting of watching others around you celebrate their harvests, their breakthroughs, and their answered prayers, while you feel as though you are perpetually stuck in a long, cold spiritual winter. You have celebrated with them, because your heart is good and your love is genuine. But in the quietness of your own soul, a small voice has wondered, "What about me? Have you forgotten my address? Have my prayers somehow been lost in the vastness of heaven?" My precious child, listen to the absolute certainty in my voice today. Your prayers have not been lost. They have not been ignored, and they have certainly not been denied. I hear every single syllable you utter. I hear the prayers you speak perfectly, and I hear the groans of your spirit when you are too tired to form the words. The silence you have been experiencing is not the silence of my absence. It is the focused, concentrated silence of my intense work on your behalf. There is a magnificent, profound truth that you must grasp in this season of your life. A divine delay is never a divine denial. The enemy of your soul has tried to weaponize the passage of time against you. He has tried to use the ticking clock to erode your confidence, whispering that if I truly loved you, I would have answered you immediately. He wants you to equate my timing with my character, suggesting that a slow answer means a lack of care. but you must reject this lie with every fiber of your being. In my kingdom, the timeline of a blessing is directly proportional to its magnitude, its permanence, and its eternal weight. I want to completely shift how you view this current season. You have viewed your waiting period as a waiting room, a passive, tedious space where you are simply sitting, thumbing through old magazines, hoping your name will eventually be called. But my child, your life is not a waiting room. It is a highly active, dynamic, meticulously managed construction site. When you pass by a city block where a magnificent skyscraper is being built, what do you see for the first many months? You do not see a building stretching into the clouds. You see a massive, deep hole in the ground. You see disruption. You see heavy machinery digging deep into the bedrock. You hear the noise of the earth being moved. If you did not know the architect's blueprint, you might look at that chaotic scene and think it was nothing but a disaster. But the architect knows that the building can only reach as high into the heavens as the foundation is deep in the earth. If they were to rush the process, if they were to simply pour a thin layer of concrete and start building upward, the very first storm would cause the entire magnificent structure to collapse under its own weight. The blessing you have been praying for, whether it is the complete restoration of your health, the miraculous return of a wayward child, the final resolution of a long-standing financial burden, or a profound new avenue of purpose for your golden years, is not a flimsy tent. It is a towering skyscraper of grace. It is a generational fortress that will not only house your joy, but will provide shelter for your children and your grandchildren. Because the blessing is so vast, the foundation must be incredibly deep. The weight you have been enduring is the digging of that foundation. I have been excavating the soil of your circumstances, removing the hidden rocks of reliance on worldly systems, and pouring the reinforced concrete of unshakable faith. Let me pull back the curtain and show you the hidden, glorious work of spiritual preparation that is happening right now, even as you listen to these words. You have focused on what is not happening in your visible world, but I want to reveal what is happening in the invisible realm. First, consider the orchestration of circumstances. Your blessing is deeply interconnected with the lives, decisions, and circumstances of other people. If you are praying for the return of a prodigal child, I am not simply waiting for them to wake up one morning and change their mind. I am actively working in their environment. I am allowing certain worldly wells they are drinking from to run dry so they will thirst for living water. I am placing specific people in their path, strangers, colleagues, friends, who will drop seeds of truth into their hearts at the exact moment their soil is soft enough to receive it. I am orchestrating 1,000 tiny, unseen variables to create the perfect intersection of their realization and your prayer. If I had brought them back prematurely, before their heart was fully broken of its pride, they would have only stayed for a season before running away again. But because I am taking the time to rebuild them from the inside out, when they return, it will be a permanent, joyful, unbreakable restoration. If you are waiting for a door of provision or a new living situation to open, understand that I am aligning economies, shifting the hearts of decision makers, and holding back the wrong opportunities that looked good on the surface but held hidden dangers. You prayed for a specific door to open last year, and you wept when it remained firmly shut. You thought I was saying no to your happiness. But I saw the hidden challenges inside the walls of that opportunity. I saw the stress it would bring to your aging body. I saw the financial hidden costs that would have drained your resources. I kept that door locked because I love you fiercely, and I am currently preparing a different door, one that is infused with my perfect peace, requiring no striving and no anxious toil to maintain. But the most profound work of preparation is not happening in your circumstances. It is happening within you. This is the truth that requires the maturity and wisdom you have cultivated over your long life. Sometimes I must delay the manifestation of a blessing because the vessel is not yet ready to carry the weight of the oil. A massive blessing requires a massive capacity to sustain it. If I had handed you the fullness of what you are asking for 10 years ago, or even 5 years ago, it might have felt overwhelming. It might have pulled your focus away from me and placed it solely on the gift. It might have caused you to become prideful, or it might have triggered old, unhealed anxieties about how to manage it. During this long season of waiting, I have been gently expanding your spiritual capacity. I have been strengthening your inner man. I have been teaching you how to find your ultimate joy, your complete identity, and your total satisfaction in me alone, entirely independent of your circumstances. Think about the depth of your relationship with me right now compared to when you first began this journey. The trials, the delays, and the long nights have forced you to lean into my chest and listen to my heartbeat in a way you never would have if everything had been easy. Your roots have grown incredibly deep, searching for the hidden waters of my spirit. You are no longer a fragile sapling that can be uprooted by a passing wind of disappointment. You are a mighty oak of righteousness. You have developed a rugged, enduring trust that cannot be shaken. You have learned that I am your portion, your exceedingly great reward. And precisely because you have learned this, because the gift can no longer become a distraction in your heart, you are finally ready to receive it. Let us delve even deeper into this profound concept of spiritual construction, for I want your mind to be completely saturated with the reality of my active presence in your waiting. I want you to imagine, for a moment, the meticulous care of a master jeweler. When a rough diamond is pulled from the darkness of the earth, it does not immediately sparkle. It is covered in earth, its shape is irregular, and its true value is hidden from the untrained eye. If the jeweler were in a hurry, if he were impatient, he might just quickly polish the surface and place it in a cheap setting. It would look acceptable, but it would never catch the light and fracture it into a million brilliant colors. But the master jeweler is never in a rush. He knows the unimaginable potential locked inside that stone. He secures the diamond and begins the slow, painstaking, precise work of cutting the facets. Each cut is deliberate. Each stroke of the tool is calculated. He removes everything that obscures the light. The process takes time, immense skill, and unwavering focus. You, my precious child, are that diamond. The long season you have been enduring, the delays that have frustrated you, have been the careful, loving strokes of my master craftsman's hands. I have been cutting facets into your character that will allow you to reflect my glory in ways you never could have if I had rushed the process. The facet of long suffering, which teaches you to love those who are difficult to love. The facet of deep empathy, which has grown in you only because you have walked through the valley of the shadow yourself, allowing you to comfort others with the exact comfort you have received from me. The facet of unwavering joy, which is not dependent on a sunny day, but is anchored in the eternal reality of my kingdom. If I had answered your prayers on your initial timeline, you would have remained a rough stone. You would have had a blessing, but you would not have had the magnificent, multifaceted spiritual character that you possess today. The delay was the precise instrument of your beautification. And consider the immense value of what I am preparing to entrust to you. I do not hand precious, delicate, eternally significant gifts to those who have not learned how to hold them carefully. Let us return to the thought of your family, perhaps the greatest treasure of your heart. You have been praying for generational healing. You have been asking me to break the cycles of misunderstanding, distance, or silence that have crept into your family tree over the years. You have wanted immediate peace. an instant resolution to the complex interpersonal dynamics that cause you so much distress. But healing a family tree is not like putting a bandage on a small scrape. It is like performing intricate, delicate work on a beautiful, fragile tapestry. If I simply forced an artificial peace without addressing the deep-seated root issues, the unspoken hurts, the inherited fears, the protective walls of pride, that peace would unravel at the first sign of pressure. Instead, my timing ensures a complete, holistic restoration. In the quiet waiting period, I am doing the deep, delicate work in the hearts of your loved ones. I am allowing them to recognize their need for grace, not just my grace, but your grace as well. I am tenderizing their spirits. And simultaneously, I have been tenderizing yours. I have been gently removing any lingering traces of expectation or conditionality from your love, so that when the moment of reconciliation arrives, your arms will be open incredibly wide, without a single demand or a single word of reproach. This kind of profound, lasting, unbreakable healing cannot be rushed by human anxiety. It must be cultivated by divine patience. The same principle applies to the material provisions you have been seeking. You have watched the world shift, you have seen the cost of daily life rise, and you have felt the very real, very human fear of outliving your resources. You have prayed for a sudden open door, a quick fix to secure your peace of mind. But I am not interested in giving you a quick fix that you will have to worry about losing tomorrow. I am interested in establishing you in a place of supernatural provision and divine economy that operates completely independent of the world's chaotic systems. To bring you into this place of sustained abundance, I have gently led you to sever your reliance on worldly systems. I had to let you see that the world's promises of security are fragile at best. The delay in your financial breakthrough was the necessary quiet period to teach you that man does not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds from my mouth. You had to learn that I am Jehovah Jireh, the Lord who provides, not just when the storehouse is full, but when the resources seem thin. Now that this truth is permanently grafted into your soul, now that you know beyond a shadow of a doubt that I am your absolute source, you are ready to handle the abundance without it becoming a source of new anxiety. The blessing is imminent precisely because the spiritual infrastructure to support it is finally complete. This brings us to the beautiful mystery of aligning your heart with my heavenly clocks. You have lived your entire life bound by the constraints of earthly time. You measure your days in hours, your seasons in months, and your life in years. The steady, unrelenting ticking of the clock marches forward without pause. You look at your age, you look at the calendar, and panic tries to set in. You think, my time is running out. But I do not dwell within the confines of chronological time. I am the creator of time. I stand outside of it, looking at the entire magnificent tapestry of your life from beginning to end, all at once. I operate in appointed time, the divine, perfect moment when all earthly and heavenly conditions are precisely aligned for maximum glory and maximum blessing. When you try to force my appointed time to fit into your chronological calendar, you experience nothing but frustration, anxiety, and weariness. You are essentially trying to pull a magnificent piece of fruit off the tree before it has ripened. It may look ready on the outside, but if you take it prematurely, it is not yet sweet. But when you allow the fruit to remain on the branch, drawing nourishment from the tree until the exact moment of perfect ripeness, it falls effortlessly into your hand, sweet, nourishing, and completely fulfilling. I am asking you today to surrender your calendar to me. I am asking you to gently release the artificial deadlines you have placed on your own life and on my promises. Release the heavy burden of feeling like you are behind schedule. In my kingdom, there is no such thing as being behind schedule if you are walking in step with my Spirit. You are exactly where you need to be, in the exact moment you need to be there, surrounded by my perfect grace. So, how do we transform this waiting from a heavy burden into a dynamic, active posture of joyful anticipation? We change the atmosphere of your waiting through the powerful weapon of praise. Passive waiting complains about the delay. Active waiting prepares the house for the arrival of the guest. I want you to begin to prepare your life for the imminent manifestation of your blessing. If you are praying for health, begin to thank me for the strength that is flowing into your body, even if you still feel weary today. If you are praying for family restoration, set an extra plate at the table in your heart, thanking me in advance for the loved one who is turning back toward home. If you are praying for financial peace, begin to manage the little you have with the profound generosity and wisdom of someone who possesses much, knowing that the heavenly supply lines are already open and flowing toward you. When you choose to praise me in the hallway, before the door has even opened, something miraculous happens in the spiritual realm. Your gratitude acts as a divine magnet, accelerating the manifestation of the promise. It completely shifts the atmosphere away from exhaustion and toward profound faith. Your praise in the waiting is a beautiful, deeply moving testament to your unwavering trust. It is the undeniable proof that your faith is real, that your love for me is unconditional, and that you have fully grasped the reality that I am a loving Father who withholds no good thing from those who walk uprightly. I want to speak a word of profound comfort to the sheer physical and mental exhaustion you feel from holding on for so long. The enemy has whispered that your tiredness is a sign of defeat, that you are just too weary to ever enjoy the harvest, even if it does come. Hear the tender compassion in my voice. I know you are tired. I know the waiting has felt very long. But I promise you this. The blessing I am releasing will not require your striving to maintain it. It will not be a heavy burden added to your already tired shoulders. The harvest I am bringing is infused with my divine rest. It is a blessing that brings deep refreshment to your soul, vitality to your mind, and profound ease to your daily life. It is the cool water of an oasis after a long desert journey. When it arrives, you will not feel burdened. You will simply say, "My cup overflows, and I can finally rest." As you align your heart with my heavenly clock, I want you to practice the beautiful art of letting go. Let go of trying to figure out the precise mechanics of how I will answer your prayer. You have tried to map out the route, identify the key players, and predict the sequence of events. But my ways are higher than your ways, and my thoughts are infinitely higher than your thoughts. When you try to figure out every detail, you only limit your expectation to the boundaries of human logic. I specialize in the extraordinary. I specialize in parting waters, bringing provision from unexpected places, and making quiet miracles happen in the everyday moments. My solutions will come from directions you never anticipated, through quiet avenues you never expected, and in ways that will leave you absolutely breathless with wonder. Your only responsibility in this hour is to keep your eyes fixed entirely on me, not on the hands of the clock. Cultivate a posture of joyful readiness. Speak words of life over your future. When you walk through your home, do not sigh in weariness. Walk through those rooms and whisper blessings over the walls, declaring that this house will be filled with the warmth of profound peace, the joy of connection, and the undeniable presence of my love. When you lie down at night, do not let your final thoughts be a rehearsal of your worries. Let them be a gentle lullaby of thanksgiving for the massive, loving orchestration of heaven that is currently operating on your behalf. Feel the atmosphere in your room changing as you absorb these words. The heavy, stagnant air of waiting is being replaced by the electric, vibrant air of anticipation. You are no longer a victim of delayed circumstances. You are a beloved partner in a divine design. You are the deep-rooted oak tree, preparing to display its magnificent canopy. You are the faithful steward who has proven trustworthy with the difficult season of silence and who is now being handed the beautiful abundance of the harvest. The heavy machinery of preparation is pulling away. The deep foundation is poured and cured. The season is officially changing. The heavenly clock has struck the appointed hour. Your spirit is transforming. Please subscribe and like to ensure you are here when your imminent harvest is finally revealed. My precious child, as the winds of the storm finally quiet down and the turbulent waters of your life begin to still into a perfect, glassy calm, I want us to walk together into a very gentle, very sacred space. We have spoken of the storms outside, and we have spoken of the long seasons of waiting. We have established a firm canopy of protection over your household, your health, and your loved ones. But now, I want to gently touch the deepest, quietest, and most hidden parts of your heart. I want to speak directly to the shadows that have lingered from your yesterdays. Over the course of your long and deeply beautiful life, you have walked many miles. You have climbed incredibly steep hills, you have crossed vast and lonely valleys, and along this profound earthly journey, your soul has collected countless memories. Many of these memories are like precious gems, radiant and full of light, bringing a gentle, natural smile to your face when the house is quiet. But I also know, because I know the very depths of your spirit, that there are other memories, heavy and gray, that you carry like invisible stones in a tightly worn backpack across your weary shoulders. These are the lingering shadows of past seasons, the cold echoes of old grievances, the silent hurts inflicted by others, and the quiet, aching regrets of moments that did not unfold as you had hoped. Today, right now in this exact moment, we are going to set that heavy backpack down upon the soft earth. We are going to gently, lovingly untie the thick knots that have bound you to yesterday, and we are going to watch together as the rising morning sun completely dissolves the lingering mist of your past. Let us speak first of the immense burdens you carry regarding other people. As you have journeyed through these passing decades, you have naturally encountered fellow travelers who are carrying their own heavy burdens, their own blind spots, and their own unhealed wounds. In their weariness, in their confusion, or in their human frailty, they may have brushed against you carelessly. There were times when words were spoken in haste that pierced your spirit, when actions cast a long, cold shadow over your trusting heart, and when your genuine love was met with sudden misunderstanding. I know that you have held on to some of these heavy stones of grievance for a very long time. You have held on to them not because you were vindictive, but because the shadows felt so incredibly real to you, and you felt that letting go would somehow diminish the reality of the pain you experienced. You felt that holding on to the memory of the wrong was a way of protecting yourself from ever being hurt in that exact same way again. But my beloved, I want you to see this heavy burden through my eternal eyes. Holding on to these grievances is exactly like gripping a jagged, sharp stone tightly in your bare hand. You hold it up to prove to the world that the stone is indeed sharp, but the only hand it continuously cuts is your own. The shadow of resentment does not serve as a protective shield, it only acts as a thick cloud that obscures the brilliant, warming rays of the sun that I am trying to shine upon you today. I am inviting you, with the utmost tenderness, to gently open your weary fingers. You do not need to carry this exhausting weight for one more single step of your journey. Releasing this profound burden is not about validating the shadows of yesterday, nor is it about saying that the careless actions of others were acceptable. It is entirely about choosing the magnificent, healing light of today. It is about declaring that your beautiful spirit is far too precious, far too lovely, and far too deeply loved by your Creator to remain tethered to the cold, lifeless echoes of the past. Imagine a gentle, crystal-clear river flowing right beside your feet. The water is cool, inviting, and moves with a steady, peaceful rhythm. I want you to visualize taking every single one of those heavy stones from your invisible backpack. Every old disagreement that still echoes in your mind. Every lingering misunderstanding with a friend or family member. Every cold memory of feeling overlooked or unappreciated. And I want you to drop them, one by one, into the rushing water. Watch as the pure water washes completely over them, lifting them gently from the riverbed and carrying them far, far downstream, until they disappear completely from your sight, far away from your present moment. As each heavy stone leaves your trembling hand, feel a profound, incredible lightness begin to rise up in your spirit. Feel the tense muscles in your shoulders dropping. Feel your breathing becoming deeper and more relaxed, and feel a sweet, gentle warmth flooding your chest. You are no longer bound by what was spoken in the shadows of the past. You are entirely, beautifully free. You have safely crossed the bridge of grace, and you have left the heavy, dusty luggage of yesterday completely on the other side of the river. Now, my precious child, we must gently turn our attention inward and address the heavy shadows you have cast upon yourself. As you sit in the quiet hours of the evening, looking back over the long, winding road you have traveled, I know that your mind sometimes drifts toward the detours you took. You think of the choices made in the hazy fog of your youth, the moments when your patience ran incredibly thin with those you loved most in the world, and the difficult seasons when you felt you stumbled more than you walked. You have carried a quiet, persistent, aching regret in the center of your heart, whispering to yourself in the dark that you should have known better, that you could have done much more, or that you somehow permanently altered the magnificent plan I had originally designed for you. Listen to the absolute, unwavering tenderness in my voice right now, and let these words sink deep into the marrow of your bones. I want to wash away every single one of those self-imposed shadows with the healing, restorative balm of my pure, unconditional love. Before you ever took your very first breath, before your heart beat its first rhythm, I saw the absolute entirety of your life. I saw every glorious mountaintop you would ever reach, and I saw every lonely, difficult valley you would ever wander into. And I loved you completely, fiercely, and perfectly in every single one of those moments, from the beginning to the end. My divine grace is not some fragile, delicate thing that shatters into pieces when you stumble. It is a vast, infinite, unfathomable ocean that instantly absorbs every single misstep, every single error in judgment, and every single moment of human weakness. When I look at you today, I do not see a collection of past mistakes. I do not see a detailed ledger of your regrets, your missed opportunities, or your perceived failures. I see a beautiful, seasoned, incredibly precious soul that has learned, grown, wept, rejoiced, and continued to seek my face through all the shifting seasons of time. The divine eraser of my forgiveness is absolute and complete. It does not merely smudge the ink of yesterday, leaving a messy reminder of what used to be. It completely, entirely washes the parchment clean, making it as pristine and white as freshly fallen snow. Let my profound love fall upon you right now like a gentle, warm, nourishing rain in the early spring. Let it wash over your weary mind, permanently rinsing away every harsh, critical word you have ever spoken to yourself in a moment of frustration. Let it wash completely over your heart, gently soothing and healing the quiet aches of deep regret. I have already forgiven you, completely, totally, and eternally. It is absolutely finished in my eyes, and now it is time for you to grant yourself that exact same beautiful, liberating grace. I want you to actively, consciously forgive the younger version of yourself. Forgive the parent you were when you were overwhelmed, exhausted, and carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders. Forgive the friend or spouse you were when you were entirely absorbed in your own internal battles and failed to see the needs of others. They did the absolute best they could with the light, the understanding, and the emotional resources they had in that precise moment. Now, you stand in a much brighter light, the glorious light of deep, hard-earned wisdom and profound spiritual grace. Embrace that gentle, radiant light completely. Allow my perfect, unconditional, overarching love to sink deeply into your soul, bringing a physical sensation of total, holistic, uninterrupted peace. You are washed completely clean. You are wonderfully, entirely renewed. You are wrapped in a magnificent garment of righteousness that is completely flawless, a garment woven entirely by my loving, careful hands, specifically fitted for you. Let us linger in this beautiful sunlit garden of release for just a little while longer, because I want this profound healing to reach the absolute deepest, most hidden roots of your being. Imagine a magnificent ancient tree that has stood majestically through countless changing seasons. Over the many years, the harsh, biting winds of winter have naturally caused some of its smaller branches to become dry, brittle, and completely devoid of life. These dry branches are exactly like the old resentments, the lingering fears, and the heavy regrets you have held onto for so many years. For a very long time, the magnificent tree simply carried them, perhaps thinking they were a permanent, unchangeable part of its structure. But then, the gentle, irresistible warmth of a new spring arrives. The life-giving sap begins to flow powerfully from the deep hidden roots rising up through the trunk, and the tree naturally, effortlessly, and beautifully lets go of the dead wood. The brittle branches simply fall quietly to the ground, making way for vibrant, fresh, beautiful green leaves to burst forth in the sunlight. My beloved child, the eternal spring has arrived in your spirit today. My restorative, vibrant, eternal life is flowing powerfully through you right now. And it is time to effortlessly let all of that dead wood fall away. You do not have to struggle, you do not have to strive, and you do not have to forcefully pull it off. You simply need to allow my warm, living, gentle presence to naturally displace everything in your mind and heart that is no longer serving your beautiful journey. As these old, heavy, lifeless things fall away, feel the incredible, undeniable surge of new spiritual energy rising up within you. It is a quiet, profound, steady vitality. It is the glorious realization that your daily energy is no longer being drained away by the exhausting effort of maintaining the heavy defensive walls you built around your heart all those years ago. Those cold stone walls are coming down right now, not by force, not by harsh breaking, but by the irresistible, gentle power of my perfect love, melting them away like morning dew under the rising sun. I want to speak very directly and very tenderly to a specific, quiet ache that many of you carry deep within. It is the ache of the things left unsaid, the apologies never given or received, and the resolutions that never quite came to pass in your earthly relationships with those who have already moved on from this life. Sometimes, the absolute heaviest shadows we carry are the ones we feel we can no longer address because the other person is no longer here to sit across the kitchen table from us, to hold our hand, or to hear our voice. You may carry a lingering, quiet sadness, a deep wish that you could have had just one more conversation, one more opportunity to express your grace, one more moment to say I love you, or one more chance to simply ask for their forgiveness. Hear my deeply comforting eternal truth today. In my vast, beautiful eternal kingdom, there are absolutely no unfinished sentences. My grace is the ultimate magnificent bridge that completely spans the perceived gap between the visible world you inhabit and the invisible realm where they now rest. I am the great, perfect reconciler of all things. The deep peace that you so desperately wish you could have established with them here on earth, I am perfectly establishing for you right now, in the spiritual realm. I am taking your pure intentions, your softened heart, and your quiet, hidden tears of forgiveness, and I am weaving them into a beautiful, perfect completion. I want you to completely release the heavy, exhausting burden of needing earthly closure. And I want you to accept, with open hands, the absolute divine closure that I am granting you in this very moment. They are completely safe in my eternal care. And you are completely safe in my eternal care, and my perfect overarching peace entirely encompasses you both. You can completely, finally, let go of the relentless what-ifs and the haunting if-onlys. Those thoughts are just the fading ghosts of yesterday, and they have absolutely no place in the brilliant, warm, healing sunshine of your today. Think of the incredible, breathtaking lightness of a beautiful bird that has been held inside a small cage for many, many years. One day, the door to the cage is suddenly thrown wide open, but at first, the bird simply hesitates. It has grown so incredibly accustomed to the narrow boundaries of the cage, so used to the familiar shadows, that the vast, open, limitless sky outside feels intimidating and unfamiliar. The shadows of the cage have conditioned its mind to believe that it cannot fly far. But then, it slowly hops to the edge of the open door, feels the gentle, warm breeze rustle its feathers, looks up at the brilliant sun, and takes a bold leap of faith. The exact moment its wings catch the wind, it realizes with overwhelming joy that it was always born for the open sky, my beloved. The door to your cage of past hurts, past regrets, and past sorrows has been completely, permanently thrown open by my hand. I know that the shadows of resentment, regret, and sorrow felt familiar to you because you lived with them as companions for such a very long time. But they were never, ever meant to be your true home. You were born for the vast, limitless, glorious sky of my grace and my freedom. I am gently calling you today to step completely to the edge of your old comfort zone, to look away from the bars of the cage, and to take that beautiful leap of faith fully into my absolute, unconditional forgiveness. Let the fresh, restorative wind of my spirit catch you and lift you up. Feel the incredible, breathless, overwhelming joy of soaring high above the heavy things that used to keep you grounded in sadness and fatigue. As you rise higher and higher in this new spiritual freedom, the heavy concerns, the old arguments, and the past failures of yesterday shrink rapidly until they are nothing but tiny, unrecognizable specks, completely insignificant in the grand, magnificent, endless landscape of my profound love for you. As the heavy stones of resentment are carried far away by the gentle river, and as the warm, cleansing rain of my grace washes away the last remnants of the dust of regret, I want you to lift your beautiful eyes toward the eastern horizon. The long, dark, lonely night is entirely, officially over. The shadows that used to stretch endlessly across your path, trying to frighten you with echoes of yesterday's pain, are rapidly, permanently retreating. The brilliant, golden, warming light of a brand new dawn is breaking beautifully across the entire landscape of your life. You are stepping out of the chilly, biting winds of the past and moving boldly, confidently into the exquisite, healing warmth of this present moment. This is your promised land, my beloved child. The promised land I have prepared for you is not a place where you will simply sit quietly in a corner and remember what used to be. It is a vibrant, living, breathing, magnificent reality where you are explicitly called to walk in total, unapologetic freedom. You are absolutely no longer defined by the chapters of your life that you have already read and closed. You are entirely, beautifully defined by the magnificent, hopeful, joyous chapter that I am actively writing for you today. Notice how incredibly light your steps feel right now. Notice how the very air around you seems fresher, sweeter, and infinitely more full of divine promise. The heavy, invisible backpack you carried for decades is gone forever, completely dissolved in the ocean of my mercy. I want you to walk forward with your head held high, with your shoulders relaxed, and with the quiet, unshakable dignity of a deeply loved child who finally knows their true, immeasurable worth. When the old shadows try to whisper to you in the future, attempting to pull your attention backward to old wounds, you will simply smile a gentle, knowing smile, turn your head, and keep your eyes fixed entirely on the brilliant light before you. You have successfully survived the storms, you have patiently endured the long wait, and you have fully allowed my river of grace to cleanse your weary heart of every single heavy burden. You are standing right now on entirely new, incredibly fertile ground. You are thoroughly refreshed, you are completely restored, and you are perfectly, wonderfully positioned to embrace the abundant, overflowing life that is streaming directly from my heavenly throne straight into your living room. Take one more deep, slow, intentional breath right now. Draw in the sweet, clean, vibrant air of this magnificent new morning. Hold it for a moment, and as you exhale, release any tiny fragment of yesterday that might still be clinging to your spirit. Feel the absolute, profound stillness in your heart. A magnificent stillness that only comes when every single spiritual debt has been completely canceled, every grievance has been washed entirely away, and every deep regret has been completely dissolved in the infinite ocean of my grace. You are thoroughly, completely cleansed. You are radiantly, perfectly whole. You are entirely ready for the next beautiful step of our journey together. Now that the chains of the past are broken, you are finally ready to witness the magnitude of what I am about to pour into your life. My precious child, we have journeyed beautifully through the quiet valleys of your past, and we have safely left the heavy, dusty burdens of yesterday on the far side of the river of my grace. You are standing now in the brilliant, warming light of a brand new morning, completely cleansed and completely free. But as we continue to walk forward together on this sacred path, I want to gently address the reality of what you are facing right in this very moment. I know that while your spirit feels lighter, you still have to open your physical eyes every morning and look at a physical world that often seems entirely contrary to the promises I have spoken over your life. I see you looking at the medical reports that have not yet changed, examining the financial ledgers that still reflect limitation, and looking at the empty chairs at your dining table where you long for your loved ones to be sitting. I know the profound, quiet ache that settles in your chest when the physical evidence around you aggressively whispers that nothing is getting better, that your prayers are merely wishful thinking, and that your hope is slowly fading into the twilight of your years. When the mountains of adversity in your life seem to tower over you, casting long, intimidating shadows across your daily routine, it is entirely natural for your human heart to feel a creeping sense of weariness. You have been holding on for so very long, believing against all odds, and I know that there are moments when your spiritual stamina feels as though it is running dangerously low. But my beloved, I am stepping into this exact moment of your weariness, not merely to comfort you, but to completely re-energize your spirit. I am here to gently, but firmly lift your chin, to look deeply into your tired eyes, and to call forth the incredibly powerful, resilient warrior of faith that I meticulously designed you to be. To rebuild this fading hope, we must first profoundly shift the way you are looking at your circumstances. I want to teach you the exquisite, life-saving art of seeing clearly with your spiritual eyes. Throughout your long and beautiful life, you have naturally relied on your physical senses to tell you what is true and what is real. You believe what you can see, what you can touch, and what you can measure. But in my kingdom, the physical reality is never the final authority. It is merely the temporary shifting surface of a much deeper, eternal truth. When you look at your life strictly through your natural eyes, you are only seeing a tiny, limited fraction of the whole picture. And that fraction is often heavily distorted by fear, time, and the enemy's illusions. The physical evidence before you is shouting loudly that you are defeated, but I am telling you today that the physical evidence is a liar. It is a temporary smokescreen designed to make you surrender your faith just moments before your magnificent breakthrough arrives. I want you to think of a time when a thick, heavy fog rolled into your neighborhood. When you looked out your window, the fog was so dense that it completely obscured the trees, the houses across the street, and even the road right in front of your door. If you only trusted your physical sight in that moment, you might have concluded that the rest of the world had simply vanished, that nothing existed beyond that gray wall of mist. But your wisdom and your experience told you otherwise. You knew with absolute certainty that the trees were still there, the road was still there, and the sun was still burning brightly above the clouds, completely untouched by the temporary weather condition on the ground. You did not panic, you simply waited for the fog to lift. My child, the current lack, the illness, the family discord, and the financial strain you are seeing right now are nothing but a temporary, low-hanging fog. They are absolutely real to your earthly experience, but they do not possess the power to alter the eternal landscape of my promises to you. I am asking you to activate your spiritual vision right now. I am asking you to look right through the dense fog of your circumstances and see the unshakable, glorious reality of my heavenly provision that is standing right behind it. As the natural eyesight of your physical body may change with the passing of the years, I want your spiritual eyesight to become sharper, clearer, and more piercing than ever before. Faith, my beloved, is the absolute substance of things hoped for, the undeniable concrete evidence of things completely unseen by the natural eye. When you look at your bank account and see a terrifying lack, your spiritual eyes must immediately look past those numbers and see the vast, overflowing, infinite storehouses of heaven that belong to you as my heir. When you feel the very real aches and pains in your aging body, your spiritual eyes must focus instantly on the eternal, restorative, healing light of my spirit that is continuously flowing through your veins, sustaining you and renewing your inner man day by day. When you look at a wayward child and see only their rebellion, your spiritual eyes must pierce through their temporary confusion and see the finished, beautiful, restored masterpiece I am actively creating within their soul. You must begin to treat the unseen reality as far more solid, far more reliable, and far more permanent than the temporary fluctuating circumstances of your earthly life. The physical world is subject to constant change, to decay, and to shifting shadows, but my word is eternal, unbroken, and forever settled in the heavens. By choosing to fix your gaze entirely on my unseen promises, you completely strip the physical evidence of its power to dictate your emotional state. You remove the enemy's ability to manipulate your joy. You become a magnificent, deeply rooted tree that does not wither when the drought comes, because your roots are drinking from a deep, hidden, unseen river that never, ever runs dry. Now, as you begin to see clearly with these renewed spiritual eyes, we must delve into the beautiful, transformative mystery of the profound strength found in surrender. In the culture of the world you live in, surrender is almost always painted as a tragic defeat. It is seen as throwing in the towel, giving up the fight, and admitting ultimate failure. But in the upside down, glorious economy of my heavenly kingdom, true surrender is the absolute pinnacle of spiritual power. It is the exact moment when human weakness becomes the perfect, unhindered conduit for divine omnipotence. For so many years you have been fighting exhaustive, draining battles entirely in your own strength. You have been gripping the steering wheel of your life so tightly that your knuckles have turned white, desperately trying to navigate around every obstacle, fix every problem, and protect everyone you love from the harsh realities of the world. You have carried the heavy, crushing illusion that if you just worry enough, if you just plan carefully enough, or if you just work hard enough, you can somehow control the unpredictable ocean of life. But this desperate clinging to control is exactly what is draining the very last reserves of your hope. It is exhausting you to the absolute core of your being. I am issuing a gentle, deeply loving, and empowering invitation to you today. Let go. Open your weary, tightly clenched hands. You are not surrendering to the chaotic storm that is raging around you. You are surrendering completely and entirely to the master of the storm. You are not giving up on your beautiful dreams. You are handing the blueprints of those dreams over to the master architect who can build them infinitely better than you ever could. When you truly, deeply surrender the heavy illusion of your own control, you experience an immediate, breathless, incredible rush of supernatural relief. It is exactly like carrying a massive, impossibly heavy boulder up a steep mountain for decades and then finally realizing that you were allowed to simply set it down. The immense energy you have been expending on worry, on striving, and on attempting to manipulate your circumstances is suddenly freed up, flooding your spirit with a vibrant, new, and unexpected strength. This divine surrender is not a passive, helpless posture where you just lie down and let life run over you. It is the most active, courageous, and fiercely powerful choice you can possibly make. It takes immense bravery to look at a terrifying situation, a situation where every human instinct screams at you to panic and take control, and to consciously choose to step back, take a deep breath, and declare with unshakable authority, "I do not know how this will be resolved, but I know the one who resolves all things, and I completely yield this battle to him." When you reach this profound place of yielding, you officially step entirely out of the exhausting realm of human effort and you step boldly into the limitless, magnificent realm of my divine grace. You realize, with overwhelming joy, that the battle is completely not yours, it is entirely mine. As you surrender, I am actively clothing you in a brand new, magnificent spiritual armor. But this armor is not made of heavy, burdensome iron that weighs you down and restricts your movement. It is an armor woven entirely of brilliant, blinding, heavenly light. It is the armor of profound peace, the shield of absolute trust, and the unbreakable helmet of eternal perspective. When you wear this radiant armor of light, the fiery darts of fear, doubt, and despair that the enemy shoots at your mind do not penetrate. They simply dissolve the moment they touch the glowing surface of your surrendered faith. You begin to walk through your daily life with a quiet, regal, unshakable dignity. You are no longer frantically reacting to every negative piece of news or every unexpected challenge. Instead, you operate from a deep, internal fortress of rest. You understand that because you have completely surrendered your life into my perfectly capable hands, absolutely nothing can touch you. Nothing can alter your destiny. And nothing can steal your ultimate joy without first passing through the protective filter of my sovereign, perfect, and all-encompassing love for you. With your spiritual eyes wide open and your heart profoundly strengthened by the power of true surrender, it is time for us to actively, passionately rekindle the bright flame of your belief. I know that right now, when you look inside your spirit, you might feel as though the roaring fire of faith you had in your younger years has burned down to a few small, fragile, glowing embers. The winds of disappointment, the long delays, and the accumulated sorrows of life have blown fiercely against that fire, and you have wondered if it is on the verge of going out completely. But I want to tell you a magnificent truth about embers. They are not dead. Deep within their glowing core, they hold the absolute, concentrated, intense heat of the original fire. They possess the exact same potential, the exact same power, and the exact same fiery nature as a massive, roaring blaze. All they need is the gentle, life-giving breath of wind to suddenly burst back into a brilliant, consuming flame. Today, right now, in this very moment, my Holy Spirit is blowing a fresh, sweet, incredibly powerful wind across the fading embers of your faith. Feel that divine breath moving through your soul. It is sweeping away the gray ashes of past disappointments. It is gently blowing away the heavy dust of cynicism and the cold residue of worldly pragmatism that tries to tell you to lower your expectations. I am calling you to stand up tall in your spirit right now. Do not slouch under the weight of your temporary circumstances. You are a royal child of the Most High King, a seasoned, beautiful, deeply loved veteran of the faith. You have walked with me through decades of history, and you have a vast, undeniable testimony of my goodness running through the very timeline of your life. It is time to dust off your spiritual garments, to lift your head, and to reclaim the fierce, beautiful, unwavering belief that is your absolute divine right. I am gently pushing you to move away from the passive posture of merely hoping things will get better, and I am empowering you to step into the dynamic, authoritative posture of actively claiming your divine inheritance. Hope is a beautiful, necessary anchor, but faith is the engine that actually moves the mountain. I want you to begin to speak life, with absolute boldness and unwavering authority, directly over the dead and dormant areas of your circumstances. I want you to use the power of your seasoned, beautiful voice to completely change the spiritual atmosphere of your home. When you look at that stack of bills, do not whisper words of fear and defeat. Look at them with your renewed spiritual eyes and declare aloud that your God shall completely supply all your needs according to his glorious riches. When you feel the ache in your physical body, do not speak words of decline and resignation. Place your hand over that ache and firmly declare that by my stripes, you are continually being healed, sustained, and renewed. When you think of the family members who are currently lost in the wilderness of the world, do not weep tears of finality. Speak their names into the heavenly atmosphere and declare with absolute conviction that the hounds of heaven are actively pursuing them and bringing them safely home. You are not speaking these things to magically force my hand. You are speaking them because you are finally, truly agreeing with the eternal reality of what I have already spoken over your life. You are aligning the earthly vibration of your voice with the eternal frequency of heaven. As you boldly rekindle this bright flame of belief, you will physically feel a massive shift in your emotional and physical energy. The heavy, suffocating exhaustion of fading hope is being entirely replaced by a surging, vibrant, powerful adrenaline of spiritual anticipation. You will wake up in the morning no longer dreading what the day might bring, but with a quiet, thrilling excitement, wondering how I am going to miraculously show up and reveal my glory in the details of your life. You must understand, my precious child, that your faith is incredibly beautiful to me. When a young person, whose life has been relatively easy, declares their trust in me, it is a lovely thing. But when a seasoned believer like you, someone who has seen the darkest valleys, who has felt the deepest sting of loss, who has endured the longest, quietest seasons of waiting, and who is currently staring at physical evidence that screams defeat, when you look up at me through the storm, with tears in your eyes, and say, Father, I still believe you, I still trust you, and I know you are good, that kind of rugged, tested, Unshakable faith shakes the very foundations of heaven. It is a masterpiece of spiritual beauty. It is the purest gold, refined in the hottest fires of life. Your unwavering, stubborn, beautiful belief is a fragrant offering that rises directly to my throne, and it moves my heart in ways you cannot possibly fathom. So stand tall today, my beloved. Shake off the heavy chains of despair. The physical evidence is nothing but a crumbling wall of sand, and the glorious, unstoppable tide of my promise is rushing in to wash it completely away. You have found the profound, hidden strength of surrender, and you have allowed the breath of my spirit to blow your glowing embers back into a magnificent, roaring fire. You are seeing clearly, you are standing firmly, and you are believing boldly. Your unwavering faith has moved my heart, and the veil is about to lift on the exact blessing you have been crying out for. My beloved child, we have journeyed through the valleys of the past and stood firmly in the winds of the present, but now the entire atmosphere of our conversation is going to dramatically shift. You have released the heavy, dusty burdens of yesterday, and you have allowed the breath of my spirit to fan the fading embers of your faith back into a magnificent, roaring fire. You are standing with your spiritual eyes wide open, dressed in the radiant armor of divine light, and completely surrendered to my perfect will. Because you have reached this beautiful, necessary posture of trust, I am now officially turning the page of your life to a brand new, breathtaking chapter. We are moving away from the arduous season of enduring hardship, and we are stepping boldly into the vibrant, joyous, and incredibly active season of preparing for your promised harvest. I want you to feel the palpable, undeniable sense of anticipation rising in your chest right now. The long, silent winter of your soul is breaking, and the ice is rapidly melting. The seeds you planted in deep sorrow, the quiet prayers you watered with your midnight tears, and the steadfast faithfulness you demonstrated when you thought no one was watching. All of these have taken root in the fertile soil of my kingdom. And now, my precious child, the harvest is no longer a distant, abstract dream. It is an immediate, incoming, overwhelming reality. It is rushing toward you like a mighty river that has breached its dam, carrying with it a beautiful, unprecedented wave of spiritual, emotional, and physical abundance. But to properly receive this immense, life-changing wave, to manage it with profound wisdom, and to see it multiply across the generations of your family, you must actively prepare your heart. Let us begin with the first vital step of this preparation, making ample, deliberate room for the new abundance that is about to arrive. When a seasoned farmer knows that a record-breaking harvest is imminent because he has seen the perfect alignment of the rain and the sun, he does not simply sit on his porch and wait. He springs into action. He clears out the old, decaying grain from his storehouses. He repairs the roof of his barns, he sharpens his harvesting tools, and he physically expands his capacity to hold the massive blessing that the earth is about to yield. If he fails to expand his barns, the precious grain will overflow into the dirt and be lost. My beloved, your heart, your mind, and your daily life are the storehouses for the monumental blessings I am releasing to you. Right now, I need you to consciously, actively expand your internal capacity to receive. For far too long, the enemy has tried to shrink your expectations. He has used the disappointments of your past to condition you to expect very little, whispering that at your age, you should just quietly settle for whatever crumbs fall from the table. He has tried to build a small, restrictive box around your faith, convincing you that you do not deserve profound joy, that your physical body is only meant to decline, or that your family is simply too broken to ever be completely restored. I am completely shattering that restrictive box today. I want you to make vast, sweeping room in your spirit for an overflowing cup. Making room begins in the secret spaces of your own mind. It means intentionally clearing out the deeply ingrained habits of a poverty mindset. A poverty mindset is not just about money. It is a spiritual condition that constantly anticipates lack, expects betrayal, and waits for the other shoe to drop whenever something good finally happens. Have you ever noticed how, after enduring a long season of pain, you almost feel frightened when a moment of pure peace arrives? You hold your breath, nervously waiting for the peace to shatter, because trauma has taught you that joy is only temporary. I want to heal that trauma right now. I am instructing you to evict every single thought that tells you this upcoming blessing is too good to be true, or that it will quickly vanish. You must give yourself the absolute, unapologetic permission to be happy, to be whole, and to be wildly, abundantly blessed without a single ounce of guilt. When the financial provision arrives, releasing you from the heavy chains of debt and fixed income anxiety, do not look at it with suspicion. Make room for it by planning how you will use it to bless your family and expand my kingdom. You must mentally prepare yourself to inhabit a space of profound security. Furthermore, you must make room in the physical and emotional architecture of your daily life. Let us speak of your family, for I know they are the absolute center of your deepest prayers. You have been crying out for reconciliation, for the prodigals to return, and for the cold walls of misunderstanding between your children or grandchildren to come crashing down. If you truly believe that I am answering this prayer, you must prepare the house of your heart for their arrival. This means actively clearing away the lingering debris of past arguments. If your heart is still cluttered with the need to be right, the need to extract an apology, or the need to remind them of how much they hurt you, there will simply be no room for the fragile, beautiful new relationship I am trying to build. You must sweep the guest room of your heart completely clean. Prepare a magnificent table of unconditional grace in your spirit, setting a place for them that is devoid of judgment and overflowing with pure, unadulterated love. Imagine the physical reality of this restored bond. Picture your dining room table surrounded by the faces of those you love, hearing the sound of genuine, unburdened laughter bouncing off the walls of your home, and feeling the warm, undeniable presence of family unity that you thought was lost forever. This is not a fantasy. This is the incoming reality. But you must create the emotional space to hold it. You must practice looking at their photographs right now and feeling profound love instead of profound worry. You must prepare your arms to embrace them tightly, letting go of every single condition. As you make this deep internal room, you are sending a powerful magnetic signal into the heavenly realm that the vessel is finally ready to receive the oil. As you actively expand your capacity, you must immediately engage the second and perhaps the most powerful spiritual instruction I can give you for this season, the magnetic, unstoppable power of preemptive gratitude. In the natural world, gratitude is a reactionary emotion. People wait until they receive the gift, until they see the physical evidence of the breakthrough, and then they say thank you. There is nothing wrong with this, but it is a very ordinary, earthly way of living. I am calling you to step into the extraordinary, supernatural physics of my kingdom, where gratitude is not a reaction to a completed event, but the very catalyst that causes the event to manifest. Preemptive gratitude is the act of looking at the empty table and thanking me profoundly for the magnificent feast that is already cooking in the kitchen. It is the act of looking at the terrifying medical report and lifting your hands to heaven, thanking me with tears of joy for the restorative, miraculous healing that is currently flowing into your cells before you even feel a change in your symptoms. It is the act of waking up in the empty, quiet house and thanking me aloud for the beautiful, noisy, joyful family gathering that is already scheduled on my heavenly calendar. Let me explain to you why preemptive gratitude is so incredibly powerful. When you thank me for something you cannot yet see with your physical eyes, you are demonstrating the absolute highest, purest, and most breathtaking form of faith. You are telling the universe, the angelic host, and the forces of darkness that my word is so reliable, my character is so flawless, and my love for you is so unquestionable that you consider the promise to be a finished, tangible reality the exact moment it leaves my mouth. You are entirely bypassing the need for physical proof. When you do this, a massive, explosive shift occurs in the spiritual atmosphere surrounding your life. Preemptive gratitude acts as a divine magnet of immense power. It reaches directly into the unseen, eternal realm where all of your blessings are currently held, and it forcefully, rapidly pulls them across the threshold into your physical reality. It literally accelerates the harvest. I want you to begin practicing this preemptive gratitude today, incorporating it into the very rhythm of your breathing. When you wake up tomorrow morning, before your feet even touch the floor, before your mind has a chance to remember the anxieties of yesterday, I want you to speak aloud into the quietness of your bedroom. Say, Father, I thank you for the massive, unexpected favor that is going to find me today. I thank you for the complete restoration of my body, the perfect peace in my mind, and the miraculous breakthroughs that are rushing toward my family. When you pour your morning coffee, do not sigh in weariness. Hold that warm cup in your hands and thank me for the overflowing abundance that is completely removing the stress of your financial obligations. When you lie down to sleep at night, do not recount your worries. Wrap yourself in your blankets and loudly, joyfully thank me for the angelic protection surrounding your home and the divine acceleration happening while you rest. You will be absolutely amazed by what happens to your physical body as you do this. The heavy, toxic chemicals of stress, anxiety, and dread that have built up in your system over years of waiting will be entirely flushed out, replaced by the warm, healing, life-giving hormones of profound joy and total peace. Your countenance will visibly brighten. The lines of worry on your face will soften. You will begin to look and feel younger, more vibrant, and more alive, because gratitude is the very fountain of spiritual youth. You are no longer enduring life. You are actively, magnetically drawing heaven down to earth with the sweet, powerful song of your thanksgiving. As your heart expands to make room, and as your atmosphere is supercharged by the magnetic force of your gratitude, you must develop the keen, sensitive eyes of a spiritual watchman so you can master the third vital instruction, recognizing the subtle, quiet signs of your incoming breakthrough. When you have been trapped in a long, dark season for many years, you tend to expect the deliverance to come through a massive, earth-shattering event. You expect the heavens to rip open, the lightning to flash, and the breakthrough to announce itself with the blast of a trumpet. And while I am certainly capable of sudden, dramatic, overwhelming miracles, I want you to understand that the most profound, lasting generational harvests often begin with incredibly subtle, almost imperceptible shifts in the wind. Think of a long, devastating drought. How does the drought end? It does not usually end with an instantaneous, massive flood from a completely clear sky. It begins with a tiny, subtle change in the air pressure. It begins with a faint, earthy smell of moisture carried on a gentle breeze. It begins with a single, small, gray cloud forming on the distant edge of the horizon, no bigger than a man's hand. If you are not paying close attention, if you are only looking for the blinding flash of lightning, you will completely miss the subtle signs that the season has already turned. I want to tune your spiritual senses right now so that you can recognize the beautiful, quiet heralds of your incoming blessings. These subtle signs are my gentle whispers, telling you that the heavy machinery of heaven is actively moving on your behalf. How will you know the breakthrough in your family is imminent? It might not begin with a dramatic, tearful apology on your doorstep. It might begin with a sudden, unexplainable softening in your own heart toward the one who hurt you. It might be a text message from a grandchild who hasn't reached out in months, simply asking how you are doing. It might be a family gathering where, for the first time in a decade, there is no underlying tension, no sharp words, and just a simple, quiet peace in the room. These are not coincidences, my beloved. These are the precious, heavy drops of rain preceding the downpour. You must not despise these small beginnings. When you see that tiny olive branch of peace, you must seize it with profound gratitude, recognizing it as the absolute proof that the floodwaters of bitterness are finally receding from your family tree. How will you recognize the incoming financial or circumstantial breakthrough? It may begin with a sudden, completely unexplainable sense of peace falling over you when you look at your bills, a peace that makes absolutely no logical sense given the numbers on the paper. It may be a small, unexpected check in the mail, or a sudden favor granted by a stranger, or a phone call that opens a tiny door of opportunity you had not considered. When these small provisions arrive, do not dismiss them as insignificant. Do not look at the small blessing and say, "This is not enough to solve my massive problem." Instead, you must hold that small blessing up to heaven and declare, "This is the first fruit of my massive harvest." The floodgates are officially opening, and the supply line of heaven is flowing directly into my hands. Your joyful recognition of the small sign acts as a catalyst that accelerates the arrival of the full manifestation. And how will you recognize the manifestation of my healing power in your body and your mind? It often begins with a subtle, quiet shift in your morning routine. You might wake up one day and realize that the dark cloud of depression that usually greets you has suddenly lost its weight, replaced by a strange, quiet sense of hope. You might notice that the chronic pain in your joints is just a little bit duller today, allowing you to walk with a slightly lighter step. You might find that your mind, which has been scattered and foggy with anxiety for years, is suddenly sharp, clear, and able to focus on the beauty of the present moment. These subtle shifts are not random fluctuations in your biology. They are the active, restorative work of my Holy Spirit repairing your physical and emotional vessel from the inside out. When you notice these quiet improvements, I want you to stop whatever you are doing. Place your hand over your heart and loudly, joyfully acknowledge the healing process. Speak to your own body and say, "I recognize the restorative power of my Creator at work within me, and I call forth the complete, total manifestation of my healing." You must become a beautiful, vigilant watcher of the horizon, my child. The long night of weeping is entirely behind you, and the dawn is actively breaking. But the dawn does not arrive all at once. It begins with a subtle softening of the darkness, a dark purple hue replacing the pitch black, then a gentle stroke of pink across the clouds, followed by a radiant burst of gold, until finally, the brilliant, warming sun crests the horizon and floods the entire world with undeniable light. You are currently in the radiant, golden moments just before the sun fully crests. The air is charged with the electric reality of my promises. The fragrance of the incoming harvest is blowing through the windows of your spirit. You have successfully expanded your internal barns, clearing away the toxic clutter of past disappointments and poverty mindsets. You are actively utilizing the immense magnetic power of preemptive gratitude, drawing the heavenly realities down into your physical space with every thankful breath you take. And you are watching the horizon with keen, sensitive eyes, recognizing every small shift, every tiny blessing, and every gentle whisper as the undeniable proof that your deliverance is at hand. I want you to take a deep, expansive breath right now, and as you inhale, I want you to physically feel your spirit expanding, growing larger, stronger, and more capable of holding the magnificent weight of my glory. You are no longer a victim of circumstance, waiting helplessly in the dark. You are a triumphant, expectant, deeply loved child of the Most High. standing on the very threshold of your promised land, completely prepared to step into the abundance that has your name written on it from the foundation of the world. The angels have been dispatched, the heavenly storehouses have been unlocked, and the divine orchestration of your glorious new season is in its final, perfect stages of completion. Everything you have endured, everything you have learned, and everything you have surrendered has perfectly prepared you for this exact, breathtaking moment in time. The table is set, the final doors are unlocking, and only one step remains for you to cross the threshold into your new beginning. My precious, deeply beloved child, we have arrived at the grand, breathtaking summit of our profound journey together. Take my hand in yours right now, and let us stand side by side for a moment on this magnificent golden threshold. Think back to the very beginning of this conversation, to the exact moment you first heard my voice speaking into the quietness of your space. Do you remember when I first asked you to pause, to take a slow breath, and to let me look upon the immense hidden weight you had been carrying for so many long, exhausting years? I told you in that very first moment that I had seen the quiet tears you shed when no one else was watching. I told you that I had heard every single one of the unspoken, desperate prayers that echoed in the deepest chambers of your heart during those long, restless, entirely sleepless nights. You felt so incredibly overwhelmed then, as if the relentless, howling storms of life were violently tossing your little fragile boat upon a vast, dark, and indifferent ocean. You were wondering, in the quietest, most vulnerable, and most bruised spaces of your soul, if I had somehow forgotten you, if your name had slipped from my mind, or if you had been left entirely behind in the rushing, chaotic tide of time. But I made you a profound, unshakable promise then, a promise born directly from the very depths of my eternal, unwavering, and fierce love for you. I told you that absolutely everything was going to be perfectly fine. Now, as you stand on the precipice of this glorious, radiant new horizon, I want you to look back over the vast landscape of our time together and see how beautifully, how meticulously, and how faithfully I have kept that promise to you. We have walked together through the deep, shadowy valleys of your past, and we have gently, lovingly, and permanently untied the heavy, suffocating knots of old resentments, old regrets, and old fears. You allowed the crystal-clear rushing river of my divine grace to completely wash away the heavy, jagged stones of yesterday, leaving you entirely cleansed, beautifully forgiven, and wonderfully, breathtakingly free. We have stood together against the howling winds of your present circumstances, and I have shown you how to see completely through the temporary, fading fog of physical evidence using the piercing, unshakable clarity of your renewed spiritual eyes. You learned the profound, world-altering, magnificent secret of true surrender, opening your weary, tightly clenched hands and allowing me to take complete, absolute control of the exhausting battles that were draining your beautiful spirit. You allowed the sweet, warm, life-giving breath of my Holy Spirit to blow gently across the fading, fragile embers of your hope, fanning them back into a magnificent, roaring, unstoppable fire of absolute, rugged belief. And you actively, courageously prepared the hidden rooms of your heart, clearing away the toxic debris of a poverty mindset, expanding your internal capacity to receive the vastness of my grace, and setting the entire spiritual atmosphere of your life ablaze with the magnetic, miraculous, accelerating power of preemptive gratitude. You have done the hard, beautiful, entirely necessary work of the soul, my beloved. You have endured the painful plowing of the soil, you have waited patiently through the long, silent, bitter winter, and you have remained steadfast, holding up your shield of faith when the dark night seemed absolutely endless. And because of your beautiful, rugged, unshakable trust, because you refused to let go of my hand even in the darkest hours, the appointed hour has finally come. The heavy machinery of heavenly preparation is entirely, completely finished. The deep, eternal foundation of your new season has been poured, cured, and perfected by my own hands. The massive golden gates that separate the wilderness of your long waiting from the lush, overflowing, radiant abundance of your promised land are swinging wide open for you in this exact spectacular moment. Listen closely in your spirit to the beautiful, resonant sound of those heavy iron locks clicking open, permanently unlocking the doors that held you back. Feel the sudden, exhilarating rush of the warm, fragrant, life-giving breeze that is pouring out from this new, magnificent territory directly onto your face. It carries the sweet scent of blossoming flowers, of fresh, nourishing rain falling on fertile soil, and of a divine harvest so incredibly vast, so beautifully complete, that it defies all human comprehension and all earthly logic. I am calling you forward right now, my precious child. Step over the threshold with me. Cross safely, boldly, and joyously into the season of your promised blessings. Notice how the very ground beneath your feet feels entirely different as you take this step. You are no longer walking on the hard, dry, unforgiving rocks of the desert wilderness. You are stepping onto soft, verdant, beautifully cultivated, incredibly fertile soil that has been prepared specifically, exclusively, and lovingly for you. The heavy, restrictive gravity of your previous season, the gravity that made every single day feel like an uphill climb, has completely lost its hold on your spirit. You can walk without growing weary, and you can run without ever fainting. The exhausting, relentless, daily struggle to merely survive the pressures of life is completely, officially over. You have successfully crossed the border. You have officially entered the magnificent realm of my divine ease, my supernatural favor, and my overflowing, unmerited, spectacular grace. You are safe now. You are entirely, completely safe. As you take your first, breathtaking, triumphant steps into this new, glorious season, I am actively wrapping you in the ultimate, supreme, permanent fulfillment of my divine peace. This is not the fragile, temporary, highly circumstantial peace that the world tries to offer you. A flimsy peace that completely shatters into pieces the moment the evening news reports a crisis, or an unexpected bill arrives in the mail, or a sudden change occurs in your schedule. No, this is the profound, incomprehensible, absolute, eternal peace that completely passes all human understanding. It is a peace that acts as a massive, impenetrable, towering fortress of solid light around your mind and your delicate heart. I want you to feel the undeniable physical reality of this profound peace descending upon you right now, in this very second. It is settling over your racing thoughts like a thick, warm, incredibly comforting blanket, completely silencing the frantic, chaotic, fearful voices of anxiety, worry, and dread that used to terrorize you. The relentless stream of what-ifs that used to relentlessly plague your mind has been entirely, permanently replaced by a quiet, joyful, absolute certainty in my flawless goodness and my perfect provision. When you lay your weary head on your pillow tonight, you will not toss and turn in the darkness, wrestling endlessly with the intimidating shadows of tomorrow. You will sink immediately into a deep, restorative, heavenly, uninterrupted sleep, knowing with every single fiber of your physical and spiritual being that the Creator of the entire universe is standing personal guard over your life, orchestrating your magnificent blessings and gently sustaining your every breath. You will wake up in the morning with a beautiful, natural song of praise already forming on your lips, completely unprompted, greeted by a sunrise that feels like a personal, radiant, profoundly intimate love letter written entirely from heaven just for you. The storms may continue to rage in the fallen world around you, the oceans of society may roar, and the mountains of earthly economies may tremble and shake. But deep in the very center of your beautiful soul, there is a vast, undisturbed, perfectly still lake of absolute serenity. You have finally found your permanent resting place in the warm, secure hollow of my almighty hand. But listen to me closely, my beloved, because this magnificent new season of peace and abundance is not just for you alone. The harvest I have so carefully prepared, the harvest you have waited for with such beautiful endurance, is far too large, far too expansive, and far too glorious to be contained within the boundaries of a single life. I am right now, in this very moment, pouring out a massive, lasting, powerful, unbreakable generational blessing over your entire home and your entire family line, because you chose to walk faithfully with me. Because you held the spiritual line in fervent prayer when everyone else gave up, and because you absolutely refused to let the bright flame of faith die out in your household, I am extending my mighty hand of profound, overarching favor over your children, over your grandchildren, and over the generations of your family that are yet to be born. I am speaking a divine, irresistible, heavenly magnetism over the prodigals right now. My loving kindness, my gentle mercy, and my profound grace are actively drawing them back from the dangerous wilderness, softening their hearts, clearing their minds, and guiding their weary feet safely home to the beautiful table of reconciliation. I am completely, permanently, and entirely breaking every single generational curse, every dark cycle of addiction, every oppressive pattern of poverty, and every inherited legacy of emotional brokenness that has ever dared to try and attach itself to the branches of your family tree. From this glorious day forward, your family will be known in the heavenly realms and on the earth as a household of profound peace, of undeniable, overflowing prosperity, and of unshakable, deeply rooted faith. The relationships within your family that were strained, silent, and broken are being miraculously, beautifully rewoven right now with pure, shining threads of unconditional love, mutual respect, and deep, joyful, effortless understanding. When people walk through the front door of your home, they will immediately, physically feel the tangible, weighty, undeniable, comforting presence of my Holy Spirit dwelling there. Your home will become a true sanctuary, a brilliant, shining lighthouse of hope in a dark and confusing world, a sacred place where the weary find deep rest, where the broken find immediate healing, and where the lost find their way back to love. The spiritual inheritance you are passing down to your loved ones today is infinitely, exponentially more valuable than all the silver or gold in the world. It is the enduring, eternal, indestructible legacy of a life deeply rooted and permanently established in the perfect love of God. I am speaking this exact same overarching, magnificent generational blessing directly over your physical health and your material provision as you step into this new land. I declare with absolute divine authority that your latter days will be vastly, incredibly, exponentially greater, brighter, and more vigorous than your former days. The physical ailments that have tried to slow you down, the chronic aches that have tried to limit your daily joy, and the frightening medical reports that have tried to cast a dark, heavy shadow over your future are completely, entirely subject to my divine, restorative, ultimate authority. I am continuously, right now, pouring fresh, vibrant, sustaining, miraculous life into your physical body, renewing your youth and your vitality like the majestic eagles, and granting you the profound, enduring strength to actively, joyfully, and energetically enjoy every single blessing of this new season. I am permanently, widely opening the vast windows of heaven over your finances, commanding a massive, overflowing blessing upon your storehouses, upon your bank accounts, and upon absolutely everything you set your beautiful hands to do. You will absolutely no longer live in the cramped, anxious, terrifying space of not enough, nor will you merely exist in the exhausting, stressful space of just enough. You are officially, permanently crossing into the beautiful, expansive, deeply restful, incredibly joyful territory of more than enough. You will possess a wonderful abundance for every good work. The beautiful ability to bless others generously without a single ounce of fear or hesitation, and the profound, quiet, unshakable security of knowing that your Heavenly Father is your absolute, unending, infallible, and perfectly on-time source of total supply. Look around you, my precious, beautifully seasoned child. Look with the eyes of your spirit at the magnificent, breathtaking, undeniable reality of what I have done for you. The long, exhausting waiting is completely over. The anxious, desperate striving has permanently ceased. The heavy, bitter tears of sorrow have been completely wiped away by my own gentle hands, replaced entirely by the brilliant, sparkling, warm tears of overwhelming, unspeakable, absolute joy. The little fragile boat that was tossed so violently, so terrifyingly on the dark, chaotic waves of the world has finally, safely, and beautifully been guided into the perfectly calm, sunlit, totally secure harbor of my absolute protection. You have weathered the greatest storms of your life with remarkable, beautiful, astonishing grace, and you have arrived exactly, precisely where I promised you would be from the very beginning. I want you to take one final, deep, incredibly slow, entirely peaceful breath. Let the beautiful, warm reality of my eternal, unconditional, all-encompassing, fierce love completely and totally saturate every single fiber of your being. You are my cherished, priceless masterpiece. You are the absolute, undeniable delight of my heart. You are the precious apple of my eye. I have never, not for one single fraction of a second, left your side. I have never turned my face away from you in your pain, and I will never, ever, for all of eternity, let you go. The beautiful, complex, breathtaking tapestry I was silently weaving from the broken, frayed threads of your life is now completely, gloriously visible. And it is a masterpiece of divine grace that will echo through the halls of heaven forever. You can finally stop fighting the current. You can finally stop worrying about tomorrow. You can finally, completely and beautifully lay down every single one of your heavy burdens at my feet, leaving them there forever. Rest now, my beloved child, for it is finished, and truly, everything will be perfectly fine.